You know, the history of Black America is something that we always should keep on the forefront and never forget, where we come from and what we've been through. There was this video back in the 1950s where you had a Black family, a Black American family moving to Levittown in this neighborhood where they got, the folks. And they was interviewing them about this. But I want you to listen to exactly what they're saying. And remember I told you that anti-Black racism is a culture. Just listen exactly what they're saying. And do you really hear it the same language in 2024?
You're aware that a Negro family has moved into Levittown?
Yes, I heard about it.
What was your reaction?
Dynamite. Dynamite.
What have you done about it?
Well, I guess we just discussed it.
How do you feel about the Myers moving in?
Well, I'm very definitely against it.
Before coming to Levittown, did you have any contact with Negroes?
Well, when I came from a small town where we didn't have any colored people. And at that time I had no feelings either way. But while we were waiting for our house to be built, we lived in Trenton for 9 months. And, that was my first contact with them, both in work and going through colored sections to work. And I was very happy I was moving into an all-white community.
Have you ever discussed the Myers at home with your children?
Never before in our house was anything mentioned, pro or con, about colored people, because I feel that they have to be in contact with them to a certain extent, and why should their minds be prejudiced? But since they have moved here, they have heard remarks, and, I'm afraid that they are going to dislike the idea. There were colored children in the school my son attended last year for the first time, and he often came home and said there had been trouble between them during the day at school.
It becomes convenient to exaggerate one's own fears and to help a neighbor increase hers.
My boy, he likes sports, and he used to go down there every Saturday with a few of the boys from the neighborhood. And there was an argument that occurred, something real silly. My boy and a colored boy got in an argument. Well, from that time on, for the whole remainder of the summer, the boy was afraid to get down there because the colored boys got a gang together. And every time they would get near my Jimmy, they would beat the devil out of him. I went to the principal and everything about it.
Now, in 2024, them folks feel exactly like they feel in this video back in the 50s. They don't want us in their neighborhoods like that. If too many of us move into what they say is their area, their communities, then what they're going to do? They're going to move out, because in their mind, if too many Black people can't afford this area is not good anymore. Only areas where we can't afford, and they're the majority, that's a good area, right? Extremely, it has nothing to do with the land, has nothing to do with the resources, has nothing to do with the schools, just because Black people have moved in. You understand what I'm saying? And the funny part is I tell Black people, so all these areas where they're living at, a bunch of Black families just go move in those areas. And hey, if they leave, fine, let them go. Then now Black people got a new Black neighborhood. I've always said that. It can't be one or two. It got to be a bunch of us going in at one time, right? But some of them say, well, why can't y'all stay in your own neighborhoods? Why y'all come to where we're at? Well, this is the issue. And why Black folks coming to where you're at? Because that's where the resources are at. Because if you would actually allocate resources, the same amount of resources to the Black communities, if you would allocate the same kind of resources so we can build up businesses there, gyms, food, supermarkets, hospitals, etc., Black people can stay in their area, then they wouldn't feel the need to leave their Black communities and come to where you're at. See what I'm saying? So Black Americans are only going where their tax dollars are really going, and that's in the areas where you live. So if you don't want Black Americans in your area, then you need to go to the city council, the mayor, etc., and say, hey, whatever you giving us, split that 50-50 and make sure they get it. Because we don't want a bunch of them over here. And trust me, most Black folks not trying to go where you at. But you got the resources. You got all the resources for the schools and and you got all the health food stores and the nice gyms and all the nice businesses. So black folks go come over there and benefit from their tax dollars. Because in the black areas, a lot of times they're not benefiting from their tax dollars because it's not all going over there. You understand what I'm saying? So I take no issue with black Americans moving anywhere in this country, and that's any area. Now, black Americans not trying to go in the sticks. We're not trying to go to these rural areas where, y'all look like the hills have eyes. No, black folks not going over there, but we're talking about in the cities, in the suburbs and places like that. Like, look, black Americans, you making money, go move right over there. You go ahead and do it. I take no issue with it because you deserve to benefit off your tax dollars just as much as they benefit off their tax dollars. That's how I feel about that. 2,000%. Black people should enjoy their life and go. Their kids should go to good schools and whatever else that you think you need. If they got some Whole Foods in that area, but you have some off brand, go to the Whole Foods over there where they at. It's no issue, no problem. This is the United States of America. This is a free country. You understand what I'm saying? We wouldn't be in your neighborhoods if you made sure that our neighborhoods look just like yours. So that's one way to keep us out, is to make sure that our neighborhoods look just like yours and you won't even have to work. To be honest with you, most black folks aren't really trying to move where y'all at. We really not. We prefer to stay in our own neighborhoods. Just being real. But we're not going to be deprived of resources. So we got to go where the resources at, and that's where you're at. So get ready for your new neighbors. And also, the migrants will be coming to your neighborhood too, because they getting papered up. So if the migrants come, I ain't got an issue with that either, because they already dumping them in our neighborhood. Why they can't dump them in yours?